Sexuality is not just physiology, it is a mirror of our mental health. Fears, anxiety, stress, complexes, all this becomes an invisible barrier to a fulfilling sexual life. But is it possible to cope with this? Stoicism, a philosophy that teaches us to control emotions and achieve inner peace, offers a revolutionary approach to understanding sexuality. Mental health as the basis of sexuality. Imagine that your body is an instrument, and your mind is a conductor. If the conductor suffers from anxiety, insecurity, or depression, the orchestra will not play harmoniously. It's the same in sexual life. If mental health is shaken, even physical desire can fade away. Stress, unresolved emotional conflicts, imposed stereotypes, all of this affects libido, pleasure, and even the ability to feel emotional intimacy. And this is where Stoicism becomes an indispensable tool. Stoicism, the key to emotional peace. Epictetus said, "People are not disturbed by events, but by their ideas about events." What if sexual problems are not problems of the body, but problems of the mind? How often do we worry about our own insecurities, comparing ourselves to idealized images from the media? How often does stress at work or in our personal lives take away our desire and passion? Stoicism teaches us to separate what we can control from what is not in our power. We can't change society's stereotypes, but we can change our attitude towards them. We cannot control past traumas, but we can control how they affect our present. Complexes and shame, breaking down barriers. One of the biggest obstacles in sexual life is shame. Shame for your body, shame for your desires. Shame for the fact that I am not like everyone else. Stoicism provides tools to help get rid of this burden. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Be true to yourself. The rest are only shadows." When we accept ourselves as we are, we stop being afraid of judgment. By accepting our bodies and desires, we are freed from shame. Sexuality is a part of our nature, and Stoicism teaches us to live in accordance with it. Why be afraid of something that is natural? Sexuality and anxiety, how to find peace. Anxiety is a libido killer. Worry about work, financial problems, or even fear of failure in bed can destroy any desire. Stoicism offers a simple but effective way out: the amplitude of control. What does it mean? Recognize that you cannot control everything. You can't change the past, you can't predict the future. But you can control your mind here and now. Marcus Aurelius advised, live in the present moment. In the context of sexuality, this means to stop analyzing and start feeling. Anxiety is always connected with the future. What if something goes wrong? But when you focus on the feelings of the moment, fears disappear. New perspectives, Stoicism as a therapy for sexuality. Stoicism doesn't just help you cope with stress or anxiety. It changes the way you approach sexuality in general. It teaches us to accept ourselves, not to be afraid of our desires, to reject shame, and to live in accordance with our nature. The modern world dictates idealized images that make many people feel not good enough. But Stoicism teaches that happiness is within us. No one has the right to dictate how we should look or whom we should desire. This is our nature, and it is beautiful just the way it is. Stoicism, the path to sexual harmony. Mental health and sexuality are inextricably linked. Stoicism offers to find balance. Focus on the present moment. Accept yourself and get rid of fears. It is not just a philosophy. It is a practical tool for achieving harmony in sexual life. We can control our thoughts and our attitude. And this is what makes us truly free. Are you ready to experience the power of Stoicism? Start today and see how your life will change. Mental health and sexuality, a journey to self through the lens of Stoicism. Sexuality is not just about physical contact, it's about connecting with yourself. How you feel is how you express yourself. If you have anxiety, fear, or insecurity inside, it will definitely affect your intimate life. Stoicism offers a key to this puzzle: the ability to control your thoughts and emotions. Body and mind, harmony without shame. How many times have you felt ashamed of your body? Too thin, too fat, imperfect skin or shape? This inner critic lives in the mind of almost every person. And when it comes to sex, this critic becomes even louder. Stoicism teaches that these are just thoughts and they do not determine your value. Our body is just a shell, Epictetus said. What matters is your mind, your values, your essence. Accepting your body means allowing yourself to be real. It means not hiding your desires and not denying yourself pleasure because of imposed stereotypes. Paradoxically, true beauty is born when you stop trying to live up to other people's standards. Emotional intimacy, the power of vulnerability. Why are so many people afraid of emotional intimacy? The answer is simple: vulnerability. This is the feeling that you can be hurt, rejected, misunderstood. But what if this vulnerability is the hidden power? Stoicism suggests that we accept that we cannot control the reactions of other people. We can only control our attitude to this reaction. Being open and honest is a risk. But it is also an opportunity to build a real connection. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The truth is powerful even if it is not recognized." Being truthful with ourselves and our partner is an act of courage that makes us stronger, fears and insecurities. Overcoming inner demons: fear of failure, fear of being misunderstood, fear of not being good enough. These fears are the main enemies of a healthy sex life. But where do they come from? Stoicism teaches us to ask the question, is this a real threat? Or is it just a figment of the imagination? Most of our fears exist only in our minds. They are shadows that disappear when the light of reason is directed at them. Marcus Aurelius advised, do not avoid difficulties, but do not exaggerate them either. What if your fears are just exaggerated fantasies that have nothing to do with reality? What if the courage to be yourself destroys these shadows? Stoicism and self-esteem. Building an inner fortress. Sexuality is closely related to self-esteem. If you doubt your own attractiveness, if you compare yourself to ideals from social media, this will definitely affect your intimate life, but Stoicism gives you a powerful weapon of amor fati. Acceptance of yourself as you are. It doesn't mean to stop developing, but it does mean to love yourself here and now. Accept everything that happens as part of your destiny. Epictetus advised, accept your body, your desires, your emotions. Self-esteem does not come from external compliments. It is born inside when you stop waiting for external approval, freeing yourself from the past. Don't let trauma control you. Past failures, traumas, or failed relationships can become a burden that prevents you from enjoying the present. Stoicism helps to free yourself from this burden. Marcus Aurelius wrote, the past has no power over the present unless you give it to it. What if everything that happened is just a memory? That is no power over the present moment. Getting rid of the past does not mean forgetting. It means accepting the experience and moving on. Not allowing old wounds to dictate the future. Sexuality as a path to self-discovery. Stoicism teaches us to live in harmony with our nature. Sexuality is a part of our nature, and by accepting it, we accept ourselves. It is the path to self-knowledge, harmony, and freedom. The modern world is filled with stereotypes, fears, and societal pressures. But we can free ourselves from it. We can choose how to treat ourselves and our sexuality. And when we accept ourselves as we are, we become truly free. Stoicism, a map to sexual harmony. Stoicism does not promise easy answers, but it does provide a path. The way to self-acceptance, to controlling emotions, to getting rid of fears. It is a philosophy that helps you find harmony in yourself and in relationships. Mental health and sexuality is a journey to yourself. Stoicism can become your compass on this path.